Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to Dr. Dividend. As always, hope you guys had a fantastic day of trading today. And again, want to thank you guys for all of the support on the channel. Immensely appreciate it. If you guys like the content, if you like the video series, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And if you are a subscriber, make sure to hit that bell button to get alerts and updates on all new content posted on the channel. As you can see here today, the portfolio did okay, but definitely did not end the day in the green. You can see up top there down 46.12 during regular hours trading, 0.03%. Down another 38.79 in after hours trading, 0.03%. And I said okay because the overall markets, all three major indices, ended the day well below what the portfolio did today. The S&P 500 was down almost 7 points, 0.26%. The NASDAQ down almost 11 points, 0.15%. And the Dow 30 was down just over 100 points, 0.43%. So the portfolio did end the day in the red, but not as bad as the three major indices. Again, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, and the Dow 30. Today, what I'd like to do is talk about three stocks that I will be taking a look at next week to do a dividend capture. Three stocks that are, I think, okay investments longer term. Actually, two I think are better longer term. One of them is an interesting stock I thought I would add on to make three different stocks to take a look at. And again, I try to have a few different options when I concentrate on doing my dividend capture strategy, just to make sure that if one stock doesn't look like it's at the right price point, I can focus on the other. So having said all that, let's jump into the three stocks here. You can see those on screen on top there. CTL, CenturyLink, LB, L Brands, and RMCF, Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory. So three very interesting stocks here. First, CenturyLink. If we go to the bottom, we can take a look at its company holdings here. It's an investment holding company engaged in the provision of communication services. A lot of you guys probably know this as broadband internet. Although it has a number of different segments that it operates in, you can see that it is a profitable company. The actual earnings per share of 0.42, a little bit less than the expected earnings per share of 0.45 in quarter 3 of 2017, but nonetheless, it does make money. And you can see the excellent dividend yield, currently 9.083%. I think kind of where the stock is at right now. I think this dividend yield is now a little bit over 14%. I believe it's 14.56%, just because the stock price has been coming back a bit over the last quarter or so. You can see it's a very large company, $8.11 billion, and there's very high trading frequency as well. You can see the average volume, 10 million. The average volume today, 4 million. So that's quite a few shares that are being sold. If we go to the top here, you can see at the end of the day in the green, a 0.34%. But over the last 1 year, as I was talking about, it has been pulling back quite a bit here, 34.04%. Over the last 5 years, you can see it's also down 43.44%. I like this company as a long-term, ultra-long-term play, but it is a very, very risky investment. As you guys know, I like the contrarian type of investing, and I'm not quite sure if this is a safe investment, but it's a very interesting investment to take a look at. I'm going to be taking a look at some of its numbers, a little bit more depth over the weekend, but certainly a stock that I think may be a very good stock for a dividend capture strategy. The dividend will be 0.54 cents with an ex-dividend date next week on the 24th, a payment date on the 11th of December. So very interesting stock. Again, a very high-risk type of play, not only a contrarian play, but also a dividend capture strategy as well, with a very, very good dividend percent, 14+% currently. The last quarter it was 9+%. So first stock there, CenturyLink, goes by the ticker symbol CTL. The next stock here, you guys have heard quite a few videos about LB here, L Brands. Again, just to remind you guys on the bottom, this is the parent company for Victoria's Secrets, as well as Bath and Body Works International, a couple of very, very well-known companies, especially Victoria's Secret. A lot of folks know that company. They have a very loyal customer base, so it's a very good company moving forward. You can see the actual earnings per share have come down a bit over the last few years. Unfortunately, Robinhood doesn't have that prior data available, but you can see it is still a profitable company. Actually beat its expected Earnings per share last quarter, quarter 3 2017, 0.30 versus 0.29 expected. You can see the dividend yield up top. It's currently showing a 7.456, but the stock has been doing very, very well over the past few weeks to month, which I'll kind of detail here. So the actual dividend yield currently for this particular dividend payment will only be about 4.89%. You can see it's a very large company as well, 14.05 billion, and even larger if you don't factor in this tremendous drop in the price of the stock here. You can see over the last 1 year, 19.97. For the last 5 years, you can see at one point it was up around $80 to $90 before pulling back here. Again, I put out a few videos when I jumped in at this nadir here, and you can see over the last week it's up 3%, and over the last 1 month it's up 22.24%. So definitely missed out on a lot of that growth. I was doing some swing trading with L brands. Unfortunately, it kind of jumped out of the stock prematurely. You can see that limit sell here, 79.20. I jumped out at $44, and since that time, the stock has risen to 50.84. So definitely lost out quite a bit of money, a little bit over $1,000 actually, quite a bit of money. That's quite a few swing trades. But nevertheless, this is a stock. I think it's a very good play as well. And even given this graph here, I think there is still quite a bit of room for this stock to rebound. And I wouldn't be surprised at the end of next year, this is hanging around the $60 to $70 range. But a very risky type of play as well, contrarian investment. The data on this one, it will have a dividend of 60 cents, 0.60, with an ex-dividend date on the 22nd. So this will be early next week, actually, on, I believe it's Wednesday. Payment date will be on the 8th of December. Again, 60 cents with a dividend of about 4 to 5% or so, given that the price of the stock has rebounded so dramatically over the past 1 month here. And the last stock here, kind of added on this one for fun, Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory. If you go to the bottom here, you can see, as you can probably have guessed, this engages in the manufacture of chocolate candies, confectionery products. You can see it's a very profitable company, given that the stock price is very small here at only $11.67. I always like to throw one of these in, kind of a penny stock type of investment, very cheap, where you can buy it and then wait for the investor activity to kind of work up to the ex-dividend date. If it does increase by quite a bit, you simply sell off, make your capital gain, and not worry about the dividend. So I think there's a number of ways you can play these types of stocks. You can see the dividend yield there is very good, 4.4%. Market cap, this is definitely a very small company. This would be a small cap company. Again, I like to have a couple big name companies, large cap companies, with another small cap company thrown in just to kind of mix things up, have a little fun with the portfolio. You can see that volume here isn't that great, only 44.81. You can always tell that if there's sort of this blocky appearance to the graph here. There's not a lot of volume, so essentially the stock is waiting for either a buyer or seller, and then when some movement happens, again, there's a waiting period. So very interesting stock. Not quite sure this is a great investment over the longer term. You can see it's up 19.45% over the past year, which is right at where the S&P 500 overall index is at. Over the last 5 years, kind of an up and down pattern here. But kind of a fun investment with this one here. Again, I always like to have a small cap thrown in with the larger cap companies, more well-known companies, when I'm doing some of the dividend capture. So again, 3 stocks I'm taking a look at, and just for the details on this one, it'll be 12 cents, 0.12, with an ex-dividend date next week as well. I believe that was on, we actually take a look at that. I don't think I wrote down that ex-dividend date for this particular stock. This ex-dividend date will be on the 22nd as well. So a couple dividend dates on the 22nd with another one, as I talked about, on the 24th. So very, very cool. 3 different companies here. All have their particular positives and negatives. This is very small cap, risky type of investment. L brands here I think would be the contrarian play, and CenturyLink would be the very high-risk contrarian play. Again, all have opportunities for dividend capture associated with them. So once again, just to remind you guys, CTL, CenturyLink, LB, L brands, and RMCF, Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory. 3 stocks I'm taking a look at next week with ex-dividend dates, dividend capture, and or simply buying and waiting for the build-up to the ex-dividend date. If it does build up with a nice percentage, I'll simply sell off, take that capital gain, and move on to the next stock. So those are the 3 stocks I'm taking a look at. Please let me know if you guys agree with those picks or you have better stocks next week for dividend capture. Always interested to see what kind of stocks you guys find as well. So not to make the video too long, I'll kind of end it there. As always, if you guys enjoy my videos, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Again, I always solicit good opinions on stocks coming up. It's always a little bit difficult trying to find great stocks for dividend capture. If you guys know of something better, maybe a little bit safer investment, or maybe an investment kind of like that Rocky Mountain chocolate factory stock, not a well-known company, but has some potential for not only a dividend capture, but a long-term hold strategy as well. Please let me know. Always looking for different stocks to jump into. So yeah, kind of with that, I'll end the video, and we'll see you guys next time.